I'm, I think I'm watching. Hey, everybody, how are you? I'm George Webb reporting live from Washington, D.C.
It's not really. Oh, yay! Does everybody see him? Do you guys see George right now? With my equipment, please tell me you do. I hope you do, because I see you, George. On
Do
my,
you see me?
I see you on my equipment. Yeah. Do you guys see George right now? Or are you just with me?
I don't. I don't know if they do. I'm looking at the live stream. And I see the graphic of the Capitol.
I
That's
hear
okay.
a broken up George. Oh no. Hi, Terry Ambrose. I see you right there. Okay, no. Oh, Beverly, you don't see him. Let's try this. Come on, let's see.
Oh, you see me.
You do?
You see me.
Yay, let me make you bigger. Let me try and make you bigger. Watch, I don't want to lose you altogether. But maybe.
Wow, I look
Now
like
you're there,
I'm
right?
in a like some kind of uh, Navy test tank at Annapolis or something. But that's okay. I guess this is a harsh light, but that's fine.
That's okay.
It would
There
be
he is.
better
Oh,
for people to
good.
see me in a harsh light than not see me at all. So
This
there you
is
have it.
all working. So now, as we're waiting for people to get in here, maybe you guys can tell me, because I'm going to try and get really fancy here. Hold on with my overlays to see if you're seeing all of this, because I had a little thing I wanted George to do. I thought would be fun. Where is it? The darn shoot. Hold on. I can't move it. Oh, here it is. Okay. I am such a rank beginner, you guys. Just bear with me.
Wants to see me. I think your audience may want to see you more and want to hear your music more
Okay.
for the Tuesday night jams that you were playing.
Oh
But
yeah, you like those
yeah.
jams? We can put those jams back on for everybody for sure. Hi everybody. Okay, we've got we're waiting for a couple of people to get in here. I think we're on. I have no idea what's going on with what, but let me see if I can get so anyway, let's go on. Nuts with the graphics. I'm going to work on that. So hopefully you guys are seeing both of us, which would be awesome because, hi, it's better to be looked over than passed over. Oh, Zara, I love that. Mae West. Actually, I like to claim that she's my ancestor, even though she's not. So, anyway, she's awesome. Anyway, George, I wanted to ask you, and for all the viewers out there, let's see how this is going. But I came up with a little thing, and I thought you could do this because you're there live about the three top things going on in the news right now. So I was going to start with number 3. What should we be looking at?
This seems a serious topic for this kind of fun party atmosphere that we got. But I would say that there's a couple of stories percolating in Washington, and what I try to do is do a deeper dive on stories and try to do more research around stories that are below the surface, dig below the surface, that sort of thing. And there's this story with Paul Whelan, this guy who's this American who's been arrested in Moscow, and he seems to have a lot of contacts to the CIA, and maybe like the guy who hired the snipers that actually did the shootings in the Maidan Square, if you remember the whole revolution in Ukraine. So that's one story, and then there's another guy, another Paul. Ready for another Paul? This other Paul is a guy named Paul Erickson.
Hold on, let's stick with this guy in Russia. So is this a sympathetic figure? Or is this guy over there spying, or is he just a normal person? Or fucked him up, or?
Well, here's the facts. He's caught with a thumb drive in his hotel, given to him outside of the Kremlin, with a complete list of all the members of the Russian intelligence agency called the GRU, which is, if you know the Russian intelligence agencies, this is the agency that goes over to other countries and tries to get secrets. Like the GRU got the atomic bomb, the GRU got the hydrogen bomb, GRU got the long-range bomber, this GRU got the nuclear submarine. All these secrets, these really big secrets out of the United States. This is the GRU, and this guy is over there getting a list of people in the GRU. So we don't know if he is managing the spies that are trying to take down Trump. We don't know if he's managing people that are like just snipers that are doing covert action. But there's a lot there in the story. We just don't know the details.
So what I'm saying is, so there might be some reason that the Russians are like detaining him?
Well, I think so. Yeah, I think there is a reason that the Russians are detaining him, and they've said that. They have talked about swapping. People have asked, "Are you going to swap, this Paul Whelan for this Butina, this redhead that we have over here?" And they've said, "No, actually, we're not. We're not going to swap. This is a high value spy, so." We don't know. He seems to have 4 different passports. He seems to have a personality as a Canadian aviation specialist in the Canadian Defense Ministry. He seems to have another personality as a representative in the automotive and ammunition and munitions business in England. He has a 4th personality as an Irishman, as a sort of recruiter of mercenaries. So he's got 4 different passports. He's a man of many faces and colors and passports. We don't know all the details yet.
Oh, okay. Hey, I just want to say hi, everybody in the chat. And I don't know why I'm on 2. I have no idea what the other live broadcast looks like, but I'm so past my ego right now. So I guess I'm broadcasting myself and broadcasting you on 2 different things. So,
well, I see me, which is I don't see you. I see you on the Skype channel, but I don't see you on the broadcast. So,
well, I think I can switch over to me for a second.
I think your fans want to see you more than they want to see me.
Hi, everybody. I think now you see me, but who knows? It's a big magic trick.
I still see me on the broadcast, but. Maybe it's a delay. Sometimes these things have a 20-second delay. So I think it would be good to flip over to you. There you are. I see you now. You're being broadcast. So can I do your preamble? The way I know Linda is my brother has known Linda West for probably 8 years, 10 years.
Yeah.
Something like that. And Linda was a part of a very big national contest for InfoWars to be a guest host, a guest reporter, guest anchor, guest newscaster, all the above. And Linda, I think you were second or you won, but you went to Austin and you were that guy, that girl, you were the it girl for a while at InfoWars, right?
Yeah, I mean, I was there. I loved it. Everybody there. It was a great team. It's Alex is intense to work around, and the news and going after all the negative news all the time is an intense thing to be around. And by nature, I'm kind of a more spiritual, hang out in nature, flowers, write books about manifesting. So, the negativity got to me, but I'm glad I had the experience. I mean, it was awesome. It's a huge warehouse. It's a huge thing going on. But, before we get, what happened to Alex Jones? I mean, seriously, it's even if you don't like Alex Jones, and I go in and out of liking Alex Jones, but the fact that they took him off of all the social platforms, how are we feeling about that? What do
Well,
you
I
think?
think in your case, I think it was about 20,000 or 30,000 different people that entered the contest and sent in demo reels and so forth. And, to be second out of that was pretty good. But Alex, I don't know what it is about. It seems like the censorship, even though I don't agree with Alex, and there's a lot of things I think he's pretty extreme about, I do sense there is this kind of clamping down on anything that's not the approved voice. If it's not this approved voice, then you are going to be disrupted. It's not going to be total shutdown, but it's going to be this disruption, this constant disruption. People attacking you from all sectors, from all angles. You just don't know where it's coming from. Like, how could these people be making a living attacking George Webb? But they do. So
Having
anyway,
for dinner, according to Dire Straits. He's saying bon appetit. It's like, well, you're nobody if you haven't been attacked, you don't have a troll or been stalked. I mean, come on. It's like, seriously.
right.
Haven't had some Nazi, something correlation pinned on you inaccurately,
Yeah, no. I realize there's a certain amount of trolling and so forth, but it's different now. There's a kind of a submarine torpedoing, kill at all costs kind of. There's something going on which is destruction versus just disruption,
Right.
and I've seen that with you. You went through a huge thing when you were doing your Monsanto stuff. I know that was horrible. That almost, destroyed you and your life during that period, and you survived that. And but I think people don't realize that if you're really outspoken and you're really a outspoken advocate, this shit is real. They will come at you. And it really takes its toll on your life. I mean, it's your relationships and your finances and your business and all these things.
Absolutely.
And I know for you,
You're going through it now, and Dave has gone through it a number of times. But when Monsanto came after me, because I was one of the first people that, I actually got a group of women together from around the world, and I wrote a kind of a speech that we all did parts of, because I realized we couldn't fight GMOs if people didn't know what GMOs were. I'd try and get people on board, and they didn't even know what they were at the time. So I was like, well, first we have to educate people and let them know. That became the campaign, Just Say No to GMO. I think that went on to have 1 million views, but after that, it's like I would have, in fact, and to this day, I will have at least 100 downward thumbs on my videos when I don't even have I'll have 100 views. No, maybe I'm just not popular, but no, I had other big YouTubers tell me that's what happens. You go after them, and that's what they do. They hire people that are social hackers to come in and destroy you and look like real people. And, till you get discouraged, you just keep doing it. I mean, we're just little people. It's not like we're making millions to put ourselves on the line and, so. Sure.
yeah. So there's this service called Fiverr, and I'm still being broadcast you, because I don't think anybody wants to see me that much.
First of all, I'm gonna broadcast. 1 second, hold on, you guys. I'm gonna kill the other stream, so I hope I don't lose you all. Goodbye. I'm gonna try though. Okay, I'm ending that one. I just have to end that one. I'm not even looking at it, so I have no idea what's going on. So okay, back to us, George. Let's go big screen, and hopefully we still have our group here with us. All right, look at this. I'm feeling like we might. I'm feeling like, look, I don't need to ask a 20-year-old. So wait, just back to Alex briefly, whether you like him or not. Don't you find it upsetting that they took him off of all the platforms? I mean, the First Amendment just thrown out the window. I mean, the Sandy Hook thing. I mean, he shouldn't have gone so far on such a sensitive subject with little kids, but he did. But What do you all think?
Well, I think with Alex, there should be like a 1 strike, 2 strike, 3 strike kind of paradigm. And Alex, it shouldn't be this. Like I just recently got attacked by this Daily Caller, and there's a big backer that's in the uranium business. He's a big backer that's in the oil business, and it looks this Foster Freeze guy, and he just. It seems like he called YouTube and said, you know what, I'm not buying any more ads until you shut this guy down. And my live streaming got taken away, and, that does limit you, I was up to like 1,000 people, simultaneously in my live stream, which is a, fairly good group. And now, I'm building back, trying to do Periscope. But it's just this kind of thing where you're the ant, you're the little ant in the glass, and you're trying to get out of the glass, Right. And then when you get near the top of the glass, they smack you, and then you go back down in the back of the glass, and then you start crawling up the side of the glass, and they smack you again. And that just seems to be their strategy. They wait till you get to the very top of kind of escape velocity, and then, some kind of disruption, and smack.
Well, I think and I'll switch over to me for a second so you don't feel like you have to take it all high.
Yeah.
I feel like it's designed like that because, look, there's 400. Okay, let's get this real, okay? Now, you guys, let's get this clear. I just watched this documentary. It blew my mind because I knew that the middle class was disappearing. And, we all know what that looked like. Our parents all had big houses and all our kids are living with us, okay? So, that's how it was. We went out and got big houses, is all the rest. That anytime somebody starts to talk about empowerment and starts to talk about truly liberating the people, stepping out, like pulling back that Wizard of Oz and be like, I see you, because we all see what's going on. It's like, and the other thing they said in the documentary that really struck me, because I thought this already, but like that the U.S. is an oligarchy, and that when you see the Republicans and the Democrats like fighting over a bill, right? And you think, oh, like, well, the Democrats want this and the Republicans want this. He's like, no, nobody at all is representing the people. He's like, one side is representing big oil, the other side's representing Monsanto, and that's why it's close. It's not like the people are even thought about. It's just like, if there's a close race, it's two big wigs going at each other. So, of course they're going to attack us. And, back in the beginning of YouTube, George, I don't think you were on YouTube then, but like, you used to be able to press one button and I could share it with 40,000 people. Like, so if you had a great video and you're like, this is going down, we all need to get on board with this, they would like, I could be like, okay, or you're a new YouTuber, I could press the button and send it to everybody I knew. But like, they took that away. Now, why would they take that away? The only reason they would take that away is because they don't want us to mobilize. They don't want us to use YouTube as a mobilization device, in my opinion. What do you guys all think about that? And I'm switching the darn camera back to George. George,
well,
what do you have to say about that?
You have the LA party scene going on. It reminds me of the I have the hotel room in Capitol Heights, Maryland thing going on with the green screen behind me, so it's not such an exciting party atmosphere. But you have the music and you have the lighting and kind of a party thing going on. So I think we should probably switch it away from me. But as far as free speech goes and so forth, Alex, I never have spoken with Alex. I did have a lot of interactions with Jerome Corsi, who was an intermediary for Alex, and that was not a good experience. But having said that, I still think it's important for everybody to have a voice. And I don't think if you take out somebody's voice box, if you do a throat punch to somebody's voice box, you're taking away a really super important fundamental right. And whatever he says, I was filming Owen Schroyer, who's the young, really good-looking reporter, with the blue eyes, in front of the 333 Constitution, the D.C. District Court, and he was arguing about this guy over this story that Alex did about frogs, and that the hermaphroditic frogs, with certain conditions, could start going from male to female or female to male. I can't remember what the story was, but they were having this huge argument. There was this kid who had come in from, Maryland. He was a law student, and he had come in from Maryland, and here's Owen Schroyer arguing in front of the Roger Stone hearing about hermaphroditic frogs. I'm like, this is crazy. But I would defend to the death their right to argue about hermaphroditic frogs on the street in front of the Roger Stone hearing versus shutting that down and saying you can't talk about hermaphroditic frogs, And even though I think it was ridiculous, you as a consumer of video can say that's ridiculous. I'm going to turn it off, but I still don't think I should take the microphone away from Owen Schroyer or the other kid who was on the other side, because that's what our democracy is all about. It's about everyone having a voice and being able to say what they think, and everyone being able to evaluate what someone says on their merits. And that's the name of the game, And if you take that away, we really aren't America anymore. We're some kind of censored society.
Well, speaking of that,
so we need to flip the camera, Linda. Okay. Everyone wants to see the LA party, LA party crib. They don't want to see this
passing the thing. Okay, so I'm going to say this is what I'm going to say about that. I watched Naomi's Wolf. She wrote a book on the end of America, and she talked about how
flip the camera, Linda.
I did flip it.
Oh, there you go. There you go.
That there had to be certain conditions that were in place for people for a free society to be taken over, and one of the conditions that had, let's put it this way: you should watch her video on it, because it's so haunting as you see these things starting to happen in America. So I'm not crying FEMA camps and revolution and all that, because 10 years ago we were all talking about the same thing, the whole, it's going to happen and all of that. But that said, one of the scariest things about journalists being shut up is that then you get the government voice, right? Or you get the government approved voice. And that's when you see, and we're seeing that already. I mean, Alex Jones being taken off is so disconcerting on that level for me. And then you getting your live stream cut off, and other YouTubers that are talking the truth. And every time I do a video with anything that has anything at all political in it, they demonetize it. Believe me, I'm making $30 from YouTube, but I don't care. But the point is, it's like, then I send it to review, and then they send back and they're like, oh yeah, you're not talking about anything. But it's like their automatic thing is just like, no, don't let the people talk. Don't let the people talk, which is why, personally, I'm back on YouTube. Because guess what? In the whole, eons of life, if we don't speak up, if there's no record of people speaking up against the injustices, then what will they think about us as a people when we came from such strong forefathers? I mean, my great-great-great-great-grandfather was the youngest signer of the Declaration of Independence, so I've got things off the Mayflower, and, I've got the whole, Daughters of the Revolution, qualifications and everything, but it means more to me than something in my ancestry. It means, these people set forth something after they've been taken over. and they were closer to the truth. And you see that, like let's take a divorce or something, right? Right after they get back together, they're like, oh, we're going to communicate more, we're going to have more sex, we're going to, whatever it is that's going to fix it. And they know in that moment, like, we can never let this happen again. And we just keep, Dems, Feds, liberals, progressives, I don't want to hear about it. Where's the people that care about the Constitution? And oddly, they made reservations in the Constitution about taking care of some social programs. They knew that a certain amount of people would not be able to work. I don't think they thought as many people as we have on now, maybe, but yeah. Anyway, I kind of want to switch over to a different subject, and I'm wondering if you guys at all, and George, go here with me. I don't know if you're interested in this. Let me know if you guys even want to talk about this, or I'll go straight to the chat. Or you guys tell me what you want to talk about. But I was watching, I don't know if you've all seen any of those Black Mirror episodes, but there's one that's really super popular. It's called Nosedive. Have you heard of it, George?
No, I haven't. Go ahead, tell me about it.
Well, basically, Black Mirror is about this horrible future, all these episodes of horrible futures that we're running down possible timelines in. And one of those is in this nosedive, everything she does is judged by other people, like 5-starring her, like on Instagram or something, or liking her. Like she can't even get the apartment she wants because her score's not high enough. And then when she starts to be impolitically correct, or she, gets mad at somebody, all of a sudden it takes her on this downward spiral where she's like, can't even, like, literally can't fly. She can't do anything. She can't even get into certain places. Well, it's so scary, except it's real because China is actually doing that. It's a social credit program, and they have cameras all over the place, and they literally judge people, for instance, when they're in the store, and they're doing it in live time. This is how freaky it is. They're upgrading their score in live time. So, for instance, they showed this one Chinese lady, and she's in the supermarket, and she's like grocery shopping, right? So she gets diapers. So they upvote her as being like responsible, taking care, being responsible, having a child. Then she gets some wine, and they downvote her because she could possibly have a problem. And it's just like, I don't know. What do you guys think about this? This is so freaky to me. It's like only because it's like, what if it spread, I mean, it's just, I don't know. I'm not spreading fear, but I don't like this at all. So how do you guys feel about that? What do you think about it, George? And I'm switching the darn camera back to you.
Well, I'm sure there's a lot of 16-year-olds right now in Philippines that are not happy that Cameron's switching back to me. But I don't, that's, unfortunately, technology is a bad beast. If you have a capability, if you enable a capability, it's exploited. It's exploited. If you have a capability for pervasive surveillance, if you have a capability for constantly following somebody, constantly tagging and tracking someone, it will be exploited. If you have a capability of rating and having other voyeurs looking at this stream and then tagging it and giving it a social score, it will be exploited. It will go into your social profile. It will go into your, your Matrix score. And it is the Matrix, it is the movie The Matrix. And that is a reality. I mean, this is not something I'm saying that's, social profiles is, hypothetical. It is a real thing. And I think you bring up a good point, because wherever you see something about, this kind of 1984 scenario in another country, it's being trialed or beta tested for our country. It's never far away.
See, that's what I thought. I was like, it's like if one country does it, the other country, because we know London's already set up with all those cameras, and it's just like, I'm not like quoting the Bible or anything, but to quote Revelations, I mean, this is like, between the digital stuff and the chips and the digital and all of this stuff, it's just so, it's...
Linda, for all the 14-year-olds in Vietnam, could you flip the screen toward you when you speak? So, there's a lot of 14-year-olds that are enjoying your speech, so I think you should flip it around.
Well, I think there's 32 people here, and I think they came mostly to see you, but I will in a second. Right. So,
well, I think this is good. I tend to get. I mean, I get big audiences during the day, but people have jobs, and people watch Tucker Carlson, and they watch Sean Hannity, and they watch John Solomon, and all these heroes of theirs. But, what I found with different investigative reporters here in D.C. is they'll go this far. They'll go, 3 feet deep. And they won't go 6 feet deep. They won't go 20 feet deep. They won't do the deep dive that really is real reporting and real understanding. Put it this way. If the artifacts, let's say you were an anthropologist, and all the artifacts of the ancient civilization were at 20 feet. If somebody went 3 feet deep, that's not going to do it. All you're going to have is handfuls of dirt. And right now, that's where Fox is right now. They're not willing to go to the 20-foot level where all the juice is. And there's a great investigative reporter on the other side of the Potomac named Lee Stranahan, who does do that digging, and we do that digging over here on our channel every day. And it is amazing. We uncover great things every day, great artifacts every day, if you choose to open your mind to the evidence. That's what we do. So, okay, back to you, Linda, because the 14-year-olds in Vietnam are
so
very
sad.
They're very angry.
I'm supposed to have. Oh my God! Now that's a lovely shot of me stuck on screen. Oh my Lord, help me, God! It's a good thing my ego has just been left in the dumpster a long time ago. I don't know what's going on with that other picture.
I like that.
I don't know. I closed the other screen.
So I can have a little bit of popcorn and put it back on you.
I thought I was being so cool with my eCam thing that I was working with, but it's I'm going back to you, George.
Yo.
All right. So let's just give everybody what should we be looking for this week in the news? That's a good thing to look at. Maybe we'll recap on Friday, and my skills will be better. I won't be on both like on my other on one channel I'm showing you, on the other channel I think I'm not being seen. I'm drinking my wine. I'm gonna be so that's probably on the other stream. I'm like, it's gonna be interesting. Whatever. Anyway, glad I don't work for anybody.
Well, I'm definitely not happy that you're filming me right now, but I think we have to keep digging. We have to keep pushing information out. We publish it, and then we let citizen journalists connect the dots, and it really is a beautiful thing. If you watch, if you could be on, a bug on my phone, getting all the research and all the input.
I don't think there's any room for any more bugs on your phone.
That's true. But I just get so much great research coming to me every day. It's like Bob Mueller, eat your heart out. I have such a tremendous research network. Our channel is so great in terms of the contributors, and they're doing these deep dive searches, and they're bringing these connections up that I never would have known about.
Thanks.
So, yeah. So flip it around, Linda. I want to have a sip of wine too. You're having fun with wine, but I don't get a chance to have wine unless you flip the camera around.
See how this goes? So
Yeah,
anyway.
that's not fair. You got to flip the camera
All right, I'm
around.
going to flip the camera and I'm going to go, but I don't know what's going on with this. Like, I've got some stuck picture of me looking horrified. Like, that's me going like, oh, I have two streams going at the same time. And now this is for some reason stuck. I don't know what's going on. I really don't. There you go.
All those 12-year-olds in Taipei are so close. So they need to flip back to you. There you go.
Yeah, Jericho D wants to know, why do you have a green screen if you're going to leave it green?
Well, so the cool thing about a green screen is you can come back later into the video you shoot and then put it back on. So there you go. That's the... What do you? This is a picture of lily pads?
Yeah, I just thought we might give everyone a rest and just focus on the chat. And yeah, so Friday. Well, you and Dave are going to come on Friday for sure, right?
Yeah, sure.
Let's do a recap. Let's do a weekly recap of the news and talk about interesting things, and let everybody know so everybody knows. And hopefully I'll get the my camera thing fixed by then. But does anybody want to ask George anything before we leave for the night? Or Dave, if you want to call in, you're welcome to if you're in the chat somewhere. Or anybody. Actually, I have a Skype number that if I had my act together, I could give you so you can do a call-in. But anybody have any questions or anything? Potential revolution. I don't know. That's a big subject. Anyone got a smaller subject? I'm going back to you, George, real quick. Does anyone have anything else they want to ask George tonight? No, don't come back. The lily pads are fine. Here, let me see if I can work my graphics. I do have some things, like for this. Let's go here. There's George. Here's also my subscribe button. See, there are things I can do, people. I'm just not a one-trick pony over here. I just don't manifest. Oh, look at this. Let me see. All right. So ask George what he's good. What's your plan, George? Are you going to wear a yellow vest? That's what people want to know.
I have no idea what that means. I guess that means uranium one. Yes, I have tracked down the perpetrators of uranium one. So yes, yellow cake and yellow vest will be run down. I see. I'm just in the corner. I like that. It's just I'm in the corner.
Are you in the corner? Because I don't see you in the corner.
The lily pads are occupying most of the screen. I'm just the corner, which I like.
The lily pads. Okay, well, that's kind of zen, right? It's like we're talking about these really important world issues, but yeah. So, what does George think about the time phone? That's a great Buzzacino. I really like that. That's a beautiful saying. Thank you for adding some high frequency in here. Okay, wait, where'd that go? I was looking at that. What does George think about a time phone hack? Well, I don't know what that is, George. What do you think about a time phone hack? George? 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 What happened?
Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. They want to know, what do you think about a time phone hack?
Can you hear me now?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay. So there was another YouTube channel that was really famous. They were talking about my dad's invention of his cell phone, or the precursor of the cell phone, which is the phone you walk around the house with the cordless phone. And they were saying that somehow my father was involved in some secret society or something like that, which is a bunch of hooey. My dad was an experimenter. He was a tinkerer. That's the bottom line. And he was a tinkerer, if you will, since the time he was 16. He was in 1934 or 35, 36.
from very young age. And so there really was no time phone hack. My father didn't hack anybody. My father didn't steal anything. My father had a lot of great turned out that he ran World War One.
Okay.
In Cleveland, and Cleveland was kind of hot for Penn University in Cleveland, which a lot of these people ended up getting inventions. Al Gross was one of those people that invented pager. And my dad knew Al Gross, and he was
Okay.
So it was just a very creative time, and a time when he was overseas while I was in New Georgia, was in Bougainville. He had just a lot of dead time. People think about, it's always war, shooting, and actually that wasn't the case. He had, my dad had 3 months where Japanese guys were crawling in between his foxhole, trying to throw grenades in his foxhole on New Georgia, and that's no fun. But then 3 years where he was like winning, and just doing radio stuff and experimenting. And the real story of cordless phone was invented on Bougainville. When my dad had nothing to do, he had all kinds of free time, and he was able to have all these radios. He was able to experiment with walkie-talkies and different frequencies. And that's really where the cordless phone was invented. Later on, transistors came along. And as soon as he saw transistors, he was like, hey, I can do this now in a cigarette package. Where before it was a big shoebox. And that's what created.
I'm sorry. I guess you're echoing a little bit for people.
I'm sorry.
That's okay.
Sorry, I didn't mean to tap or whatever. But I just wanted to say that was, the conceptual invention of the cordless phone was actually on a Japanese island in the middle of the South.
Stop there 1 second. You don't have to defend your dad, but I want to get back to that. But yeah, everybody grab a glass of wine because we're going to be wrapping this up in a second, but we're all here together now. So yeah, George's dad was a brilliant man. He had a bunch of brilliant sons. And go ahead, George. I know you're echoing a little bit.
I don't mean to echo, but I just want to say that there was no hacking or no stealing of information or no somehow he got the secret or something from somebody. He was an experimenter and a tinkerer, and he did the invention by actually getting there through experimentation.
It looks like they can't hear you, George. I don't know what's going on there.
You can't hear me?
It's getting kind of buzzy for everybody. But I think that's, George, what do you think? I think we've had a good night, don't you?
Yeah. Let's call it.
I think it was
if you can't hear me, let's just call it a night.
Yeah. So, sorry about the echo. And yeah, on Friday, we're going to have Dave Acton and George Webb both like a nightly recap. And I'm going to make some food and eat during that one. And you guys can all join me. Somebody said, please make Mexican. Maybe I will. I'll put up the recipe beforehand. But George, let's all convene. You're all invited. We'd love to have you there. And thank you so much, George, for your input from the Capitol and just for discussing news at large. And I hope to have my camera a little more in control. There you are, my friend. Everybody, goodbye. TiVo, yes, we love Dave. We're going to be seeing Dave on Friday, right? And we're going to do a fabulous combo. We're all going to have a real good time. So thanks for being here. And George, would you like to say goodbye? And what are you doing next? Where can they find you tomorrow?
Just on my channel, as always. I broadcast every day, and I do a summary on my YouTube channel, and I do a long broadcast on Periscope every day now that I've been shut down on YouTube. So you have a long form if you want to hear the long research, and then you have a short form summary on YouTube every day.
Awesome. Awesome. So there you are over at George Webb. Of course, most of you are here because you know George Webb. And thank you so much, George, for coming on this little, impromptu nightly chat. And we'll see you on Friday for some more in-depth stuff.
Okay, Linda. Thank you so much.
Thank you, darling. Bye-bye. Have a great night.
Bye-bye.
All right, my face is still stuck in this horrifying position. And I would call Dave next if we all wanted to stay on, but I just really need to somehow get this picture of me off of there. Dave, call me on Skype if you want to talk. People, you want to stick around? Is it getting late? Everybody want to go? Y'all want to stay? Stick around? You let me know. Well, I think it's going to be goodbye for tonight. Thank you so much, everybody. Dave and the port, not wine. You're so funny. Everybody, thanks for being here. I really appreciate it. It was a really great time having you all on this live broadcast. I really enjoyed having George here. Friday night, we're going to go live again, and we're going to have George and Dave both here. And, I'm really excited about that because Dave, of course, is brilliant. If you're new here and you haven't been to my channel before, what is it? Please subscribe. Is that what they say? There you go. I actually have a subscribe button. Here's another one. Keep calm and carry on, folks. That's right. Or keep calm and ring my bell. But anyway, we're looking forward to next week on Friday when we're live again. And if you have any requests, please let me know. Because I'll ask the guys, and, everything's possible. I love you all, and I'm wishing you all high frequencies. Have a really wonderful, wonderful night. Bye-bye, everybody.